It's fan service time. Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Figma number 594. It's Sophia F Shirring in the bikini armor. Oh my god, we had a look at the original version with the armor, which was already a ton of fan service, and now we're getting another one from the bunny suit planning lineup. And as you can tell, the last one was a lot of fan service, and this one has the words bikini armor in the name. Tons of cool new accessories, a whole voluptuous, beautiful body mode, and a cute anime girl. What more do you want? Let's have a look at the figure. Thick, tall, and gorgeous. Does stand on their own, but really takes a little bit playing around, especially with these high heels. So luckily we do have a base, just like with everything else. So this figure stands at about 15 centimeters to the top of the head, which means for the bunny ears, that's close to 18. For your inches, she stands at about pretty much 6, and for the bunny ears, that's almost, well, a little over 7. Size comparisons.
Here's Jotter, the SH Figure Art Son Goku, Naka Michelangelo, the original Sophia F Shirring, Figma NH01, and Darkseid.
Overall look and detail. The name of the game, of course, is fan service and a cyber bunny girl. Looking at, well, let me start at the top of the ears. There's a lot of sharp, very thin pieces of plastic on this figure, so handle with absolute care. The paint on here is good. I haven't seen any big blemishes, and there's a lot to play around with. First and foremost, we have a lot more of the matte black and blue tones. Then you have like the more metallic silver and a lot of see-through blue plastic, as you can see in the bunny ears. Then we have the beautiful face sculpt with a nice smile on there. Love the detail in the eyes, and the hair also looks good. Have some more see-through blue plastic on the top of the head, and all connected via some more metallic and these weird antennas sticking out to the side. And then there's this huge boba with some more see-through plastic, and they have also, looks like a little bit of a gem in there, trying to cover up the nipples, which is unfortunate. But then again, it's a Figma figure, so I never really expected that. But yeah, there would have been some options for that. Maybe somebody else is going to do that. Also, we have the beautiful gold outline, and let me move up real quick for the shoulder pads, which look really weird actually. Looks like an iron, just to iron your clothes, right? I don't know. There's some more gold in there, and the white with the see-through blue plastic. But let me turn around to the wings, because there's a lot going on over here, and I think that's really where the figure shines. You do have the fan service, but above all of that, you also have some very cool Cyber Girl accessories with some whiting on there. The Vingolf Collection Company. Also, there's a lot of articulation involved, especially in these pieces. But again, very thin plastic. I haven't anything broken off, but I've been very, very careful with this one. Also, the tightness of the joints could be a little bit better. It's fine, you know, it keeps the pose, but especially in the wings and the knee department, we have some issues with that. Then move down to the butt, beautiful butt mode, but as you move it out, while you still have the full butt, but the entire hip part, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Obviously, if you make like a floaty piece, it looks like crap, but it seems a little disconnected from the legs. I like how they molded the legs. Also, it's cleanly done in there, so you don't have any holes, but also suffers in the articulation department. I just want to have real quick a look at the gauntlets, add some more. I really like the see-through plastic. It's a very cool idea. It looks nice, and there's even some detail under there. Now, back to the little thong. The line work on there is very clean for the most part, and actually can also move the upper part, which you can't really see that much, so I give him credit for that. The figure looks really clean, and there's no big gaps or holes in it. Then move down to the legs with some more gold really sticking out, and I'd really be careful with this. And the antennas on the side over here can also be swiveled, but we're having a look at the articulation in just a second, and the ridiculous high heels. How do you even fight in that? Then again, it really hurts if you get kicked in the junk by one of these. So yeah, beautiful looking figure. But I gotta be honest, where this figure kind of falls flat is the articulation. You have a lot of cool stuff in the mechanical parts, but the main figure has some issues. First, starting off with the bunny ears, you have just hinges in there, move that back and forth. For the head sculpt, you do have some back and forth motion, fairly standard. Does tilt side to side, okay. and would go all the way around, but I'm not pushing my luck because if you scratch the hair around the shoulder pads, you might break something off. And you have this thing sticking out, which is on a ball joint, so you do have some motion with that. And also that hairpiece over here can be removed, or is that just being lifted? I haven't actually gotten around that, but I think you can probably pull this out. Yeah, there we go. To play around a little bit more of it, so I mean that's fine. And is it just me, or is there some light shading, especially in the back over there? It seems like a little bit more orange on the lower half. It's more noticeable in the back, but it might just be the lighting. Then let's move to the wing part in the back. As you can tell, there's like the ball hinge in the backpack, which you can move. Let me move the arm out of the way. Can bring that up and down, and also can be swiveled all the way around. Then you have a hinge in the metallic part, which connects the wings to the backpack. Can move that up and down, and can it be swiveled? No, I don't think so, which is weird. May just be very stiff, but I tried it beforehand, but I didn't get anything. Oh, yes, that one is very stiff, but yeah, handle with care. And then the upper half can also be swiveled to get some more nice battle poses out of the wings, which is very cool. But then the main figure, the main body itself, first and foremost is blocked by the shoulder pad. So as such, it doesn't move up that much, and the shoulder pad is connected to the back of the shoulder. You can see the pack up in there, which sucks because, especially since the shoulder pad is so big, you could have just connected it to the neck part, and you would have been able to move it up, and you would have freed up the shoulder joint a lot more. So as such, for the rest of it, you do have the ball hinge in there. Not really that much room, so bringing it back and forth is a little bit cumbersome. Let me try that out. It does work if you move it over the boba. It's not the worst thing, but again, I feel like they really tried to preserve the look of the figure, and they didn't hollow it out as much as they do sometimes with other figures. And you can also bring this all the way around, but again, be careful not to scratch your stuff or break anything off. Then we have simple ball hinge in the shoulder, in the elbow that is. Then we can also rotate it on the top part, and the fist is on another ball hinge, so you can bring that back and forth. And also can be swiveled. It's obviously pretty much blocked by the entire design. For the hip, the chest part actually, quite nimble and doesn't really leave any gaps. I love the clean body mold over here, that it extends as much as it does, so we don't have any holes in there. It does tilt side to side fairly nicely, but I really gotta be careful because I hear stuff clicking in the back, and probably swivels all the way around. I have this thing which just keeps clashing with everything. Also, you have the bunny tail in there, which could be swiveled, but I don't know, that doesn't really do much. Also, that connection could be a little bit better. Butthole. And then for the entire hips, first and foremost, I think we just have a hinge on this half, on the upper half of the crotch piece, because it only goes back and forth, and doing this motion makes it feel kind of weird. I don't get anything else, maybe a tiny bit of a ghost of a swivel in there. And then for the legs, also, since the crotch piece over here is hard plastic, obviously you are very limited in the leg department. Could maybe try to heat this part up, but if you do that too much, it just gets loose and will look even weirder, so I don't recommend doing that. But yeah, overall the motion of that isn't too great. Outside side works very fine, but the way they did it, we have the cover in there, and it's fairly simple. But as such, you're not really able to rotate it. And there goes the bunny tail, as I said. Then for the knees, we have a double hinge knee, which is really weird. They rarely do that, and also could be a lot tighter. So stability in the knees is an issue. And then the feet are very busy. You do have a ball hinge hidden in there, so you can bring that back and forth. Pivot doesn't really work that much. And then this pops off, but you can still rotate the top part over here just a little bit, but there is no motion in these gold parts, so also be careful with that. But yeah, the pivot doesn't really work that much. Let me hold on to it. It's side to side a little bit, but that's about it. And then for the front part of the shoes, we do have that just on a little tiny ball pack. I guess that helps with some stability, but really I mean, the idea is appreciated, but I guess for some battle poses, it's fine, but not the greatest. For your accessories, you get a bunch of unique and cool weapons, which can be used with every Figma if you just play around. But first, you got the back, always included with every Figma, and also the base, which I feel is very important for this one in particular, because it doesn't really stand. Then for the hands, we have like the little bit more of a smaller opening hand, and then a little bit more of a bigger one. And then the open hands and both pointy fingers. I just wanted to have a look at the paint over there. Still looks really clean, considering just these small hands. They didn't really paint the inside of these ones. I guess that was too hard, but lack of consistency. And then we have the face sculpts. We have the one winky face, and also the kind of yelling face. Not really yelling, but just cute yelling, I guess. And then we have another beautiful, lovely smile looking to the side. Also, you can tell there's some makeup on the figure. I didn't even see that because the hair was covering it, but very nice touch. Looks good. Then we have the see-through blue plastic shield, which I like. It's very simple looking, but still the metallic on it is beautiful. And then the see-through blue with the Test Armor 001 little logo on there. Good stuff. We have a big staff with some more see-through blue plastic, which kind of looks like crystals. I like the look of it overall. And then some more gold. This big, masterful sword. It does look like a master sword. And this much smaller dagger. And also, just like the original figure, there's a little bit of playing around with the weaponry, because every dagger part, I think the lower one doesn't, but you can remove the blades from every handle and then just swap and swap. While these handles are the same, well, it's mostly a good use to have like the small lance part, then the bigger lance part, and then the huge sword one. So not as much as with the previous one, but you can still swap around and play around and make your own weapon. Final thoughts, and this one is pretty straightforward. Look is what makes this figure. She looks amazing. You got the fan service and the different tones of color. You got the metallic, you got the matte, and then the see-through blue plastic. Really makes it shine and makes it stand out in your collection. And also, it's applied very nicely, and I haven't found any blemishes of it. I haven't found any bleeding. I haven't found like anything that goes like over the line in a big way. So in terms of that, it's great. The articulation suffers a little bit from the busy design. Well, not really that busy, but I guess they tried to keep the body mold clean because it is about the fan service, and that's probably the idea. And I don't fault them for that as much. Still, it could have been better. But you know, the double hinge knees is appreciated. We don't get that all the time. And in terms of accessories, it's a lot of unique, cool stuff. Finally, the price point. The one thing I'm really wondering about this one is, why is the bikini armor more expensive than the regular release, when that one had even more weaponry, even more playability, where you can swap things back and forth. So at the end of the day, I still think this figure will look great on your shelf. And if you love fan service, if you love a little bit of mechanical outfit like the wings and whatnot, I think this is definitely worth the purchase. But if you don't care about these things, it's fine, but it's still expensive. But then again, Figmas, they ain't cheap. But still, I do recommend this figure because it is a really solid release and I don't have any huge issues with it. So that's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Sophia F. Shirring wants.